saying we can't turn back time. we tried to stop him at the ballot box twice, and we failed, unfortunately. But the reason that people like you and me have continued to call out Trump is because we're trying to convince people that this isn't okay. What is happening in America right now has got to stop. So we need as many votes as possible in the off-cycle and midterm elections to show up and vote blue to save democracy. So just this past Friday on the Vocal Minority podcast, I brought up this topic when mega podcaster Andrew Schultz went on his show and said this last week.
And the administration immediately comes out and they try to gaslight the public, which you cannot do when we have 15 different videos of what happened.
Yes.
And
that is what they do, though.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that governments have probably been doing this for centuries, millennia. And now you have a public that is armed with phones and we can see what actually fucking happened. And you're not going to just lie to us, plain and simple like that. And, to me, it's like you can have, first of all, I know we've had Trump on the podcast. I know there's probably people like you guys are the last ones that I want to hear talk about this. I don't think any of us are having this conversation to like curry any like goodwill or, you know, get people to like us or something like that. This is something that is undeniably abhorrent and we should be called out. Simple as that. Yep. It's disgusting.
I get the frustration. People are like, oh, but you guys were with them, da-da-da.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I get it.
100%.
Yes, sorry, but I feel like it's better late than never. But when I brought this up on the VM podcast, my co-host Nick and a whole bunch of you in the comments were not convinced. Andrew Schultz. Like, I was a fan of his stand-up comedy before I realized he went hardcore MAGA. And he was MAGA during the election. He had Trump on. He's credited as part of this broadcast world for propping Trump up. And he didn't have to, but yesterday he ate a whole bunch of crow. Just went on his podcast and said, I was wrong. This is disgusting what is happening. They're lying to our faces. They killed a guy for exercising his First and Second Amendment rights. They're trying to tell us don't believe what you see. And if any of you are pissed at me for supporting Trump, I get it. Tell me to screw off. Don't ever listen to me again. He didn't have to say it. He could have moved on. But I applaud him for finally getting on the right side of history and just in a very humble way speaking directly to his audience. And all of the dudes on that thing were just stone-faced and admitting, we got this wrong. Really sorry. So easy to forgive because I think it comes out for their own best interests at this point, Can't ring the bell of last year's election, right? Is it not better late than never? It's better to buy his audience to come on with him. We do.
But that's the point, I guess, I'm trying to make, is you're not one and done. You better keep going with it. You better keep telling your audience like you did fucking 2 years how great Trump was. You better keep telling them how egregious this is and that we all need to change our mind. I mean, Joe Brogan has made a few statements like this is not what we voted for, and it just enrages me. Like, you need to come all the way over to the other side, and yes, we do need to embrace people that have changed their mind, but that doesn't mean I don't get to be mad for a little while. From all those, the Dilk brothers to, the Pauls and all of those guys, Theo Vaughn to help get Trump elected, like, you better stand up now. Good on you, Andrew Schultz, for making a stand on it, but keep going with it.
I agree. And multiple people are chiming in too little too late, thanks too late. I get it. I get the sentiment. I just, time has moved forward. Yes, we were screaming at all these people last year, don't vote for this maniac. By last year, I mean 2024. But, the ship sailed, so I would rather have people convert now than never, and especially people that have a platform. Yeah, some percentage of his audience will follow him. So, we can be pissed at him, and but isn't that what we're all trying to do, is convince people to vote blue, to see the light and all that stuff? So.
100%. Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time, but it doesn't just end with an I'm sorry. You got to work for it.
So I get it. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, you're welcome, for sure. And I always love annoying my own audience. And again, I get why you feel that way. I honestly feel it too. But if we kick these people while they're down, we're just going to push them away from the ballot box, and they'll just end up sitting out the midterm elections.
Do you think you know what you did with them, Hamilton?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we have to tread lightly if we want these kind of former Trump voters to vote blue in November. The shift away from Trump, it's real, and it's being driven by the Epstein files and ICE. And we would be wise to capitalize on it and resist the urge to say, too little, too late.
Should we really be sending them to the front lines instead? You already know what I bet.
Over in the corner, Matherin. Pass to Brown. Takes the three. And it's Matherin missing. Lakers leading by 7. Here's White. White with the stop.
That's just a smooth, tight handle right there by Derek White. This guy an offensive force.
Nina Vandermeer, codename Flinder, role support. Flinder is a medical specialist from GTI Europe, specializing in pharmaceutical research, possessing outstanding medical expertise.
I live in Minnesota. I voted for Trump. I'm a conservative. And for somebody to say like, oh, hey, stop spreading bullshit. He had a gun. It's our Second Amendment right. We have the right to bear arms. Okay? You have 8 ICE agents attacking you. You're fearing for your life. You're not going to fucking pull a gun. And then you have people defending this. ICE again. It's at my front doorstep. It's at every Minnesotan's front doorstep. We're protesting by the tens of thousands. You think tens of thousands, even maybe closer to 100,000 Minnesotans are wrong? It's not about immigration anymore. They're not shooting Mexicans. They're shooting white people, black people. They're shooting everybody. They're using children to bait their parents to come out of the house and arrest them. Wake the fuck up. Martial law is like right on the doorstep. Stop defending these motherfuckers.
Now there's a guy who has finally woken up because he now sees that it's better to be woke than to be asleep at the wheel. And he's right about martial law being next. That's how elections get canceled, and we all know that Trump is trying his best to do that. Check out this guy. His name is Ryan Garcia, a professional boxer who once upon a time thought that Trump was his knight in shining armor.
You know, that side likes to push agendas, and Donald Trump's not about that. You know, he's the only president that ever said Jesus' name. Whether it's authentic or not, we don't know, but we do know he said Jesus' name. And at the end of the day, you know, that's a man that I could get back on, because none of these politicians, they'll say everything but Jesus. It's pretty crazy. Why is that? We should start asking that. Why can't you just say Jesus' name? What are you scared of? See? That's what I'm saying. So shout out Donald Trump. I will be voting for him. You know, I would love to be part of his campaign because I'm a master promoter. So shout out Donald. Donald, hit me up.
Yeah, so that guy that was getting wood there, talking about Trump and Jesus, as if those guys have anything in common, just posted this on his X page, saying, quote, "This is my public declaration and announcement. I'm reclining my past support for Donald Trump. Anyone that was involved in anything to do with that island and what they were doing, I just can't support in any way. Children need to be protected. Everyone knew better. Fuck that. Justice for all." End quote. And questionable grammar aside, he's right, and he's using his public platform to speak out what you and I have been fighting for. So do we amplify his voice or shame him? What about this voter in Iowa?
He needs to get his act together, and our representatives here need to stop following his lead. Not voting Republicans again.
Did you ever vote for him?
He took him around and he did a good job, but then he got stupid.
What does that mean?
It means that he just changed, and it's all about him. He thinks he's God, and he's gonna take over the world.
People, Bob Dylan's right. The times they are a-changing, and we have to capitalize on this. The mega faithful see it happening too. And look at how pathetically desperate they are to support anybody who's still on the Trump train.
It's not the most cool way. I mean, if you are really right. I also just think this way. Just ugly.
So it looks really crazy, but first you want to go to this website and generate an image of like a young woman wearing a MAGA cap, right? Make America Great Again, using this prompt here. Then go to this website and add the image to the bottom. Now you can easily create a video like this.
Okay, if you go to something You got a new follower.
I'll post this to any social media account, even if it is 0 followers. Now watch these videos go viral overnight. Like my friend's doing this, only posted 10 videos and he's already at 19,000 followers. But this is where the real money is made. Because there's basically 0 young white women that voted for Trump. Thousands of old, down bad supporters will flood your DMs to give money. This is the craziest example. This guy said he wanted to give $7,000 for pretty much doing nothing.
And that right there is just further proof of how gullible Cult 47 is. But like anyone that breaks free from a cult, shouldn't we welcome them back to society? I would honestly love to hear from you because this is an issue that is key to the blue wave that we're going to need this fall to win. So, it's your turn now. I've said enough. Comment below, everybody, and please get vocal. From the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve podcast, newest episode is up now. Steve Harness for Really American Media.
In the Kansas City area, every season brings a new challenge for home comfort. A reliable heating and cooling expert like Blue.
State regime media, which calls itself Fox News, was collapsing on air. The polling that they have on Donald Trump shows absolute disaster in the midterms, and it shows Donald Trump with the lowest approval in presidential history. Donald Trump is despised by all Americans right now, and it's getting worse for him each day. So let me share with you how Fox tries to cover this up for Donald Trump, and it is the height of insanity, folks. First, they put out Laura Ingraham, who goes, I know the numbers are bad, but we've heard doom and gloom before. Can we talk about some other topics? Watch what Laura Ingraham says first. Play this clip.
He's done it. He's done it this time. He's finished. He's on the ropes. The polls are turning against him. All right. We've seen this all before.
Then they bring on a segment of someone named Caroline Sunshine, and then she and Jesse Waters start to talk about Sydney Sweeney's chest. Here, play this clip.
Also, look, Sydney Sweeney, she's hot, okay? And for all the men watching, no, I know what you're thinking. Everybody sees it. It is okay to say it. Sydney Sweeney is huge potential to make millions of dollars off of this very smart strategy to not alienate half the country either way by being vocal about her political beliefs.
Yeah, that's how they're going to distract their audience. Look the other way. Let's not talk about, I don't know, the news, the fact that Donald Trump is rounding up journalists, that you have Border Patrol and mass Gestapo and the ICE killing and terrorizing people across this country, that you have the economy doing awful right now. Inflation is surging. Fox has more important things they want to tell its audience right now. Like Sydney Sweeney reminds us of Melania Trump. Here, play this clip.
No, she is not going to play that game. She reminds me so much of Melania Trump, who's just the most unbothered first lady I've ever met.
So then Sean Hannity challenges Democratic Congress member Seth Moulton. You've seen him here on the Midas Touch Network many times. And Moulton was destroying Hannity because Hannity figured, you know what, let me get Moulton here and I'm going to take him on. He didn't know who he was dealing with. So as Moulton, who is a Marine veteran, he starts destroying Hannity. So then on the Hannity show, they just start playing music as Moulton is destroying Hannity to try to cover up what Moulton is saying. Here, watch this.
With the ICE officers. This is the last thing I'm going to say to you, and then I have to run. Listen, the problem is their job is hard enough. They're arresting the worst of the worst, even in your state.
Their job is hard. That's not an excuse for not following the law. They should be professionals like we were.
I'm all forgetting that. I'm all forgetting that.
A little bit tougher than that.
The problem is, what you're doing is
And I kid you not, throughout the entire segment, once it was clear that Sean Hannity, one of Fox's top propagandists, was on the rope, and Moulton was just laying into him and ripping him to shreds and putting the dagger in, state regime media kept on blasting this music. Watch this again.
It's an election issue.
As somebody that did put himself in harm's way, I would think you might have a little more insight than you're showing here. In other words, don't you think that 99% of soldiers that you fought with were good people that were risking their lives for a cause that their government believed in, right or wrong? Don't you think that 99% of ICE agents that are arresting the worst of the worst that Joe Biden allowed into the country, don't you think they deserve better than a broad sweeping generalization from an elected official like you, calling them a coward that should be prosecuted and that their job should be eliminated? Why don't you just say, I meant the bad apples, Sean? You're right. Why don't you just say that?
Hey, Sean,
I'll give you one last chance.
Hey, Sean, I didn't serve with soldiers. I served with Marines. And yes,
Semper Fi.
They were really great Marines. And you know what? They would never behave like so many of these ICE officers.
You don't think there's a bad apple here or there?
In Minneapolis.
There's not a bad apple?
An 18-year-old private who did what those officers did to Alex Preddy or Renee Good, they'd be court-martialed. And that's what should happen with the ICE officers.
This is the last thing I'm going to say to you, and then I have to run.
And then they keep on doing it. Sean Hannity's like, you're the one who's inciting Moulton. You're the one who's inciting. And before you saw Hannity was like, Semper Fi. Sean, what are you talking about? You never served. What are you trying? Are you trying to cosplay right here? And then watch Seth Moulton, make a perfect point. He's like, so are you saying, Sean, that you blame protesters in Iran for the fact that the regime is killing them? Is that what you're saying? Here, play this clip right here.
Problem is, what you're doing is you're inciting. What you are doing is speaking with broad generalization.
No.
What you are doing is dehumanizing, and it is inciting a mob, and you need to, as a leader, de-escalate, not escalate.
You're siding with the regime in Iran, blaming the protesters for the fact that thousands of them.
I'm not blaming the protesters in Iran. I think they're brave. No, I think they're brave, and help is on the way.
Protesters in Minneapolis are brave too. I think they're
What about the ones that are attacking officers and doxing them?
Kicking a taillight is attacking an officer? Kicking a taillight is attacking an officer? Guess what?
Yeah, the officers have been attacked left and right.
You might be a great taillight protector. I don't think you should be executed for kicking a taillight, Sean. I'm sorry.
8,000% increase. You got to look at the stats. They're real. It's very hard what's happening, and you're causing it.
You know what's also real?
Irresponsible rhetoric
The video
is contributing
of
to
getting murdered, it's pretty real.
I got to take
That's
a break.
Pretty real. And I think people should look at that and see what happened.
Well,
and tell me
let's see what the
whether or
court
not
system
those
says.
officers should be prosecuted. I think that's
You know
a fair
what? We'll see.
question to ask.
You know what? I still have questions about that video. I want to get to the bottom of it just as much as you do. And I think time will tell.
I'm glad the president has backtracked and actually started.
I think you should apologize.
No.
Football, what the season has been. To all the comebacks.
To all the tush pushes.
Parlays we hit. Here's
No.
Okay, that pop you just heard. Dry. Ends of Olipop and
Hey everybody, it's me, Allison Gill. Welcome to
by any 2 cans of
Is there actually an audience for this stuff? I mean, do, I don't know, men or other people who watch Fox, who watch this, who are getting pillaged by the Trump regime, who are, can't afford homes and can't afford rent, and they're having their health care ripped away. They get mesmerized by this. It's like, just show Sydney Sweeney in low-cut outfits and bring in Caroline Sunshine to talk about lingerie. Here, play this clip.
She's so smart, Jesse. And she just launched this lingerie brand, and it's already sold out. And at first I thought, okay, she's being smart and following the Michael Jordan principle, which is Republicans and Democrats buy sneakers too. But then I thought liberal women don't buy lingerie because they hate men, and they would rather burn their bras than wear them.
Back to Hannity. He then brings in Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham was on the Senate floor threatening to basically shut down the government and unless he's able to sue special counsel Jack Smith and the government for subpoenaing phone records that had his phone number on it during the January 6th insurrection because he was speaking to Donald Trump during the insurrection. And anyway, Lindsey Graham is slurring his words on Hannity. You can judge for yourself. Play this clip.
I want sanctuary city policy to end.
And then it wouldn't be a Fox full-fledged collapse mode if Jesse Waters and his guest, in this case Caroline Sunshine, were not whining about Obama, Michelle Obama. Play this clip.
And I love seeing our First Lady rather than I saw a clip the other day of Michelle Obama on a podcast complaining about how hard it is to be a black woman. And I thought, wasn't Michelle Obama the First Lady like a decade ago? And also her husband was elected twice to be president of this country, and he's a black man. So I'm sorry, why are we talking about this? I don't know if you saw that clip too of the GQ reporter that tried to corner Sydney Sweeney over her ad. She goes, you know, she's so smug and condescending. I just want to give you a chance to, you know, maybe like apologize. And Sydney just goes, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I don't have anything to apologize for. That's exactly how you handle these people, Jesse.
Did you know earlier in the day, state regime media known as Fox brought in Kelly Loeffler. Kelly Loeffler, we used to call her Looting Loeffler. She's a billionaire, married into billionaires, married a billionaire. She's a billionaire. She is the Small Business Association head, and she accuses the Biden administration for discriminating against the white people. She goes, her big concern as the head of the Small Business Association, we got to stop the white people discrimination against white people, she says. Here, play this clip.
Certain programs had never been audited, like the 8A socially and economically disadvantaged program that discriminated against white business owners in their entirety for 50 years. So we set out to do a 15-year look-back audit. We suspended 1,000 people who didn't participate in the submission of financial forms. And then up in Minnesota, obviously, we were all horrified when it was revealed how much fraud in the Somali network was going on. We went back during PPP. We'd seen $430 million of fraud. Thousands of borrowers had defrauded the federal government during that time, stealing funds from small businesses. So we're going to go state by state and looking back, because the Biden administration kicked all that waste, fraud, and abuse under the rug, and we're going after it in multiple programs.
Unbelievable.
Then Fox wants to let everybody know, look, the economy's doing really bad right now, but you know, it's kind of like with demolishing your home. If you want to make your home better, you've got to demolish it. So year one was Trump demolishing everything. And then he's like a builder. He's going to rebuild. Here's the thing, though, state regime media known as Fox. Donald Trump said he was going to make everything better on day one. Let's be clear. And number two, Americans can't even relate to what you're talking about because Americans can't afford their rent, yet alone afford a home. Here, play this clip.
Sometimes when you renovate a house, you got to make it worse before you make it better. You're going to put a lot of things at play, right? There's going to be a lot of sheetrock laying around. There's going to be nails in the floor.
Demolition.
Right, because you got to demolish some things. I think part of what he's doing is he's doing so much all at once. The first year felt like a lot of demolition. We'll see if 2026 feels like, you know, maybe the new sheetrock going up, the first coat of paint. People like to see that.
Let's go. Okay. This is where Laura Ingraham had to announce live that Donald Trump was suing the IRS because Donald Trump wants the taxpayers to pay him $10 billion because Trump says his reputation was harmed and it caused him emotional distress when his taxes were leaked like 10 years ago. And so now he's suing the government, where he's the executive branch. He's suing the Treasury Department, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who's a Trump bootlicker who runs the Treasury Department the IRS is under, going to force we, the taxpayers, to pay Trump $10 to $50 billion. Are you kidding me right now? Play this clip.
Fox is suing the IRS now for $10 billion for allegedly leaking his tax returns. And moments ago on the red carpet for the premiere of Melania's new movie, he dropped this bombshell. Dave, will you be announcing your venture next week? Tomorrow morning. And did you know your venture
Wait,
Let's not have to go to work very quickly. No, I'll be announcing the venture.
Wow, more
And then Fox brings in a guest by the name of Peter Schiff, who says everything's collapsing. That's how it ends. Here, play this clip.
And the world is now pulling the rug out from under the U.S. The dollar's going to collapse. The dollar's going to be a crisis. Again, that will make the 2008 central banks are buying gold.
They are.
And the world is now pulling the rug out from under the U.S. The dollar's going to collapse. The dollar's going to be replaced by...
Here's an update for King of the Court presented by AT&T. The last 4 weeks of competition have been dominated by Thai CFB. The My Team veteran is going to take home $10,000 and $1 million DC per win. Think you can take him down? Now's the chance to step up and compete with the best of the best.
What up, this is A-Track, curator of your Season 4 soundtrack, and you're watching NBA2k TV.
New week, new episode of NBA2k TV. What's up, everyone? This week we are tipping off with a special guest.
That's right. You might have noticed the Season 4 soundtrack is curated by a legend in the DJ scene, A-Track.
And we had a chance to talk with him about his approach to the soundtrack.
So, future DJs out there, listen up.
All right, brothers and sisters.
Welcome to NBA 2K TV Season 4 soundtrack curator A-Track. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what was your reaction when you were asked to curate for NBA 2K? And then what impact do you think that music has when people are playing the game?
I was psyched. I feel like DJ culture and sports like basketball in particular and video games, like it's very connected with similar fan bases.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to hip hop mostly, and basketball is so close to hip hop. And it just felt like it was going to be an easy fit. And right away I was thinking about my record label, Fool's Gold, and a lot of the catalog and artists that we
So I don't know. I don't know. I make 59 points a game in the season, man. All three. I don't know. I'm just gonna act like it's tied up, man. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm autistic. I don't know nothing. The sad part is I'm streaming on YouTube. You should see what my chat talking about lock in, like I could do something. Yes, yes. Yeah, fuck the story, man. We tied up. Just have fun, man. It's overtime and some shit. After I pump fake, I couldn't see nothing, bro. I just tried to make it without throwing the interception. It was moving too fast. I got nervous. So I was like, fuck it. I gotta just do something. My nigga. Even if I don't, I can read numbers, man. What number are you? You can have the ball every time. Oh, you talking about good I can play good basketball. Nah, cause I don't know. I'm just the type that's like, fuck the problem, what's the solution? I just like making everybody happy. So when you said something the first time, I passed it to the light skinned nigga with the afro. Then you still said something, so I passed it to the big nigga. And then you still said something, so I passed it to number 4. So now I'm like, bro, what's your number, bro? Like, I'm trying to get you where you want to be at, bro. I pump fake. I didn't see that shit. I pump fake. I didn't shoot them. And I repeat. I pump fake. I didn't want to shoot that shit. I missed my first 3 threes. I don't want to shoot at all. I told y'all that. I've been trying to pass it.